Howdy, true seekers. This is a special edition of Hunters of the Paranormal called Combat Ufology with Argo. And we're going to try to have this either once or twice a month. And tonight's guest is Les Durant, and he is from Georgia, and he's a UFO investigator, amongst many other things. He has many different hats that he wears, and he's quite a fella here.
Oh, thank you.
Without any further ado, I'm going to let Les kind of introduce himself, and we'll get the show going here.
Wait just a second. I'd like to start the show with saying the reason why we have less on combat ufology here is because in the world of ufology, there are people who do good work. They're diligent. They do it every day if they can. They're constantly thinking about ways that they can continue to expand the ways that they've done. I've seen some incredible things that Les has done with just apps on a phone that everyone should know. Mm-hmm. So I watched Les for a while, and I realized Les doesn't have any message, just a message of this is what I catch. Therefore, I commend him and give him a combat honor medal for being a good ufologist in the age of terrible ufology.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate that.
Thank you, Les, for being a real reasonable voice in ufology.
Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that. Yeah, and I've only been doing it for a little over a year now, but it's really fun, and I tell people that anybody can do it. Really, if you've got some
yep, you do.
Yeah, it's just really cool. It's a fun thing to do. And
yep. You know, so I'd like to know a little about your childhood and your teenage years. What did you have? Anything spooky? Anything happen? Ghost stories? Or?
You know, here's the crazy thing is that I never really did. I mean, the only time that I had something like that actually happen is when I was in Lubbock, Texas, and that's where I would guess that I'm really from. But my dad had this old car lot, and we were out there, and there were some trailers that were kind of behind it out in this field, and I was kind of messing around out there, just kind of dinking around, and I felt that something was watching me, and so that kind of scared the crap out of me. But it wasn't really that bad. It wasn't horrible, like I was like screaming, yelling, getting out of there, or that kind of thing. But we had always grown up knowing about UFOs and ghosts and that type of thing, and more along the lines of UFOs, really. But then,
did you have a Christian upbringing?
I did, yes, definitely.
So how did that work?
Well, there really wasn't a difference, actually, because we just believed in both. You know, we
love it.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is that you can see stuff and not have it affect your
crack your world in half.
Yeah, exactly. Your religious beliefs, and I've ran into enough people here and in other places where they'll give you that look when you tell them what you do. Say, well, I'm a UFO hunter or I'm a ghost hunter, and they're like, oh, how is that working out for you? I'm like, oh, quite well, actually. You know,
yeah.
I've got,
see, that's how you asked.
Yeah. So, and you know, the way that I provide my evidence is in just a very conversational way, without just saying it's this or it's that, but this is how you do it. And really, that's kind of how I got into it. Now, it does go back to the ghosting part, probably around 2016 or so. Well, actually, it was 2014. I'd lost my wife of 23 years. She had passed away due to she had diabetes, and just thank you. She had diabetes really bad, and just was starting to get dementia, and just rough things going on. And I was working at a radio station in Lubbock, and after she had passed away, I kept seeing these shadow figures, just something going by the door, and I was working, and it was just like, what is this? And then I kind of figured it might have been my wife that was checking in on me. And
had that intuition.
Yeah, I just kind of had that. And in the meantime, I was also praying to meet somebody, and sure enough, I had run into this girl that I knew when we were kids over on island of Guam, and she was 13, now I was 15, and we were just military brats. But I had a crush on her, and as it turned out, she was going through a divorce. So we got together and we've been married since 2016. But
Nice,
yeah,
nice, and
but,
happy again.
oh yes, definitely. And the thing is that oh yeah, hi Tracy. Want to say hi to Tracy too. The thing is that we both believe in
Hi,
the same
Tracy.
thing. We just have the same types of beliefs and as far as how things are,
Boy,
and
that's
we've
so
discovered a lot
rare.
of things, and that's what helps out a lot. So we did some EVPs at the radio station when I was down there, and sure enough,
No,
yeah. When we were at the radio station, I was just by myself, me and her, of course. So we were going around asking questions, and I didn't know what EVPs were, but I kind of knew how to
right.
get them. And sure enough, we asked if my wife Shauna was there, and she said, "Yep," just like that. I was like, "All right, that's kind of cool."
And you
Yeah,
could tell it was her voice.
yeah, easy. And the thing is we did it
I
on 2
love it.
different phones. So when we put our phones together, um, I ran it through a program called Audacity, and we could listen EVPs. And so that's when we got those, and that I thought that was pretty cool. And then fast forward to 2016, or not 2016, but to 2021. In April, we came down here to Georgia, and we came to a haunted house, and it was these kids that were there back in the 1800s. It was like an orphanage, but they treated them really bad, and they were killed
Oh
there,
yeah.
and just horrible things. And so we were at that house, but we were getting orbs, we were getting all kinds of different things, and that was just awesome. So I went from going from doing paranormal into UFOs. I decided to take my camera and see if I could just record some clouds and that type of thing when we got back to
Because you
Argo.
had seen what?
Yeah, because I'd seen how good that the camera worked, and that we were getting orbs and just stuff that you wouldn't have normally seen. But I like the clarity of it, so
Right.
I wanted to be able to get just clouds and the sky and that kind of stuff. And I didn't know anything about the UFOs at the time as far as if I would catch those or not. And I had set my camera out, and I recorded some clouds and some bugs and some birds and that kind of thing. And then I recorded some C-130s from Little Rock Air Force Base.
Nice.
And yeah, and we live about 45 miles away. And when I was looking at those films with those planes, I would see little objects that were following these planes, and I didn't know what they
Ah.
were.
Videos,
And
let's update it.
yeah,
Well,
so it was just kind of crazy. I did end up contacting MUFON and let them know what I found, and they did come back, and it was listed as an unknown. And I even took the footage down to Little Rock Air Force Base and turned it into them, and they were pretty happy to have it.
yeah, I'm
And
sure
I
they were.
I told them about it first. Yeah, so I called the public affairs office, and I said, "Hey, I've got some pictures of and even some video of some objects following your planes." And at first they kind of chuckled, but then I sent them the screenshots, and then that's when they said, "Yeah, we would
It
like
got
to."
real serious.
It did get serious, yeah. And I told him, I said, "Well, I've got this thumb drive that has the whole video on there. If you want it, I'll bring it down to the gate." And sure enough, and of course, those guys at the gate, they kind of laughed until they saw the picture. And then they said, "Yeah, Mr. Durant, we do want your thumb drive." I said, "All right, here you go." And yeah, I'm not hiding anything, you
Yep.
know. But really, that the thing is that I was able to get it out there, and and when that MUFON came back as unknown, that just made me feel really good. So I've been doing that literally ever since June 30th, 2021. Every day that it's nice outside, I try to get my phones out there, and the phones that you see behind me. These are the ones that I use for ghosting and for UFOing as well. So
Master
um,
technician with these things.
yeah, exactly. And it's very easy to do. Now, I would have a question for you. How
Yep.
many how many phones do you think that you have at your house right now that you're not using?
Two.
Okay. All right. That's
Yeah.
really all you need. That's really all you
Yeah.
need. Like pretty much everybody probably has around 2 or 3. Well,
Yeah.
I've got, of course, I got about 7 or 8, but that's just one of those things. Now the reason why I've got an overabundance of phones behind me is because
Because you're really, really interested.
yes, I'm very interested, but I also like to show people that it's not just a one-off as far as these apps go. It 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 will come back to you in context, especially with the ghosts and with the UFOs as well.
I'm going to
Um,
say this now of what I've seen of Les's stuff. If you want to know how to catch UFOs with your
mhm.
phone, and you want to know how to catch ghost things with your UFO, this is the man to go and watch his channel.
Well, thank you.
Because
Thank
there are a lot of fools out there that say a lot of crap and trying to teach you. Maybe they got a little right, but they got a little wrong. I haven't seen Les's science flaw once. He's redundant in what he does. He
well,
makes
thank you.
sure and then makes sure again and then makes sure again. As you just heard, the United States Air Force took an interest in his material. So
Yes.
we're talking about the real deal. He really does know how to find these things in the sky, and he
Well,
really
thank
can
you.
teach you. So if you
Yeah,
want to
and I'm
know,
I'm
go
I'm gonna
check out
show
his
you how
things.
to yeah, I'm gonna show you how to do it right now. Let's see. I'll just take one of these little phones over here. Here we go.
Well, I know Lee's watching this.
All right. So here's what we're gonna do.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So here's what you're gonna do. Like I have just this old phone now, and then I have a door hinge. Right. This is just an old door hinge, and I've got. Hey, I use what I have. I mean,
I
that's
love it. I
yeah, that's
love it, man.
what you do. Okay, now here's what you got to do. You go down to any of your big name supermarkets or stores where you can get yourself some good Velcro. I mean, we're talking good Velcro. So like
Okay.
maybe like $10, maybe 20, but it's worth it because it's very strong. Okay,
Yep.
so you're gonna put the opposite sides, one of the sides on this. Okay, on your door hinge. Then what you can do is on the back of your cell phone, you're gonna put the other side. Okay. Now, then what you're gonna do is you're gonna put it like this onto your door hinge, and then you can aim it up to the sky, see, and then you just hit record like this, and then
Yeah.
see, you just get out your camera like that, and then you aim it up to the sky, and then you just hit the little record button. All right. Then
Yeah.
when you're done with that, then what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your USB, plug it into your phone, and then you're gonna run it into your computer. You can run it into your laptop or however you want to do it. Just however you can get it out of your phone. Okay.
Right.
So now you can also do the same thing to catch ghost, even with the same app. Really.
Really.
Yeah, all you got to do is you just turn the uh the flash on to where it's like it says torch or always
Okay.
on. See, and you can see like it's always on right now.
Yep.
Then what you do is you just ask if there's anybody here who could fly past this light, and you will see orbs.
Oh
Pretty
man.
pretty easy, pretty
So I
basic.
have to ask one of the darker questions now.
Yes,
Have you
yes.
ever had any hitchhiker crap come home?
Have I brought anything home? No, no. Um, because I let them know that I am protected, and for them not to attach. That's something that I won't let happen. That's one thing you have to. Whenever you go into an investigation, you have to make sure that you have a very good mind to not let it affect you. If it starts to affect you, you got to get out of there.
I
Um,
believe that.
yeah, so that's really the thing, and it's all about respect too. If you let them know that, "Hey, don't attach to me. I know you're here. That's cool. I appreciate you using my equipment." That's part of the objects and orbs mentality is that I get this from these paranormal investigation investigators, known as Twin Paranormal on,
Yeah, I know who they are.
YouTube. They're the best. I mean, they are the best.
I don't know. Have you watched Mindseed TV?
No, huh?
You need to check out Mindseed TV.
Okay. All right. Now,
Literally watch an apparition come out of a pond at 13 feet.
oh yeah. Oh
These
yeah.
guys are standing in a house. One of the most incredible things that I've seen that was I now see as a reality in ghost
Mhm,
hunting is, I think back to like Poltergeist and Carrie and things like that, and when the house would just go absolutely bonkers, banging and
mhm.
shaking and they're in a house and it literally does that.
Yes. Yeah.
That'd be too much for me.
And the thing that I like about these guys is they use all of the same equipment that I do. So if you see these little cat toys, these
Yeah.
right here, they work very well. The Spirit Box, this is the radio, the Spirit Box radio works great. The apps that I use in the back, the Spirit Talker, they work perfectly. The Spirit Music Box works wonderful. But they're very respectful. They don't mess around. Like when the show first starts, they kind of mess around a little bit, but after that, it is straight up. Hey, my name is Les and this is my wife. This is blah blah blah. You're just very respectful and say we'd like to know if you're here, that kind of thing. And it's the same way with the entities, even if they're alien or even if they're whatever, is that we just want to let them know that we know they're there. We appreciate the fact that they're there, and we want to give them a chance to talk. And that's
Holy.
really,
Can I interject something there?
yes, sure, go ahead.
You said something very insightful,
Okay.
and that is we don't care if they're ghost or alien. So does that mean that you put in that lexicon of experiences out doing this that some people do actually run into the alien experience?
Some people do. I've had people ask
They
me
do.
some people will ask me if these apps will allow you to speak with aliens. And the thing is that I don't know specifically. I think that there is I wouldn't say a fine line, but I tell people that I believe in paranormal, which is, to me, I think paranormal is ghosts, orbs, that kind of stuff that hangs around the house. Then
Supernatural. That's what I
right.
call it.
Right. Then I believe there's something I call, well, then there's extraterrestrial, which is
Yep.
gonna be alien, but
Yep.
there's something in the middle that I call paraterrestrial. It's outside of the house, but it's stuff that you would not see that doesn't look alien, but you just can't explain it. It's just so with that I think has to do with Einstein's quantum mechanics and quantum physics. Is that if the observer effect? If
Uh,
you
Boy, the
if you take
observer effect. So he knows what the observer effect is.
the observer effect, right? That means if I'm recording something outside, then just the fact of recording it is I'm bringing it into light. If that makes
Yeah,
sense,
possibly,
you know?
possibly. I won't completely go with you there, but I
Right.
completely understand that ideology. It's almost as if in quantum physics, it doesn't exist until you observe it, and then
There
it
you go.
exists, and then when you're
Yes.
not observing it, it doesn't exist.
Correct. Correct.
That
Right.
came from what they call the double hole experiment,
Yes, that's
and
right.
that's
Yeah.
where they would shine a light through two holes, two pinholes right next to each other, and when
Mhm.
unobserved, they would shine two different holes, and then when observed, it would show one hole. There's been
Right.
other experiments like that. They'll take a plant, put it in a corner of a room, and put a
Mhm.
random light generator. And within minutes, the random light generator will begin to show on the plant much more than anywhere else in the room. And it
Right.
doesn't matter where you move the plant. The
Right.
implication is that the plant is communicating somehow quantumly.
That's exactly right. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's exactly right. And then you have the paranormal, and then what I call the paraterrestrial, and then the extraterrestrial, and then you have stuff that you can't see. So all of this still fits into the quantum mechanics and quantum physics and dimensions and all of that. I've talked to a lot of abductees that talk about different dimensions, numerology, stuff like
Yeah,
that.
see, here's the problem with that one. I'm sorry. I have to attack this one right
That's
away.
fine. No, you're fine.
So, abduction ufology is based on the entire premises that aliens lie to you, and the only way to know the truth is through regression because aliens don't tell you the truth.
Right.
I don't care who says it, they don't.
Hmm.
There's been very few times that aliens have actually come down and told the stone cold bone truth. One I can think of recently is Terry Lovelace.
Hmm.
Do you know who I'm talking about?
No, I haven't.
So Terry Lovelace was like the treasurer of the United States. He had an experience in the 70s where they came down and they took a implant out of his knee. But
Hmm.
here's the thing: they told him he had been undergoing abductions his whole life because that's the way abductions work. No
Right.
one walks into a forest and turns into an abductee. It doesn't work that way.
Right. Right.
So he goes into the woods with his buddy, and they're in the military. Um, well, let's just go to when he's going to have this thing out. So he finds that he has an implant in his knee, and this woman that he's been allowed to remember now, that's been with him for 20, 25, 30 years,
Mm-hmm.
says to him, you can't have it removed. You cannot have it removed.
Wow.
We cannot allow you to do this. That's on Friday. He's going to have the operation on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
On Sunday, they show up again, and he wakes up two little grays beside the bed, but he's much less foggy. He's like got much
Wow.
more awareness of the situation. And the little
Right.
grays tell him she's waiting for you in the kitchen. He walks into his kitchen. She's sitting there, and she has this deep, long conversation with him where she says, "My benefactors or my hosts will not allow it." She explains to him that's very high tech, and then she then goes to say, "My hosts will not allow it." He
Mm-hmm.
goes to bed, wakes up in the morning, and it's gone.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So one of the main things I learned from that is the way that female hybrid viewed her status with the current alien resident civilization.
Sure.
They are her host, as if they wanted her to know that she doesn't have a real home.
Right. Yeah.
Because if
Yeah.
she doesn't live here, then where does she live? She lives with them. But they have her convinced that she's being hosted. I think that's a terrible idea that they don't
Right.
even realize they slip and put across.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And
You know?
I do tell people too that if they feel that they've been abducted, or if they feel that they've got some type of an implant, to get a tri-field meter.
Yep.
Um totally. I mean, that's probably one of the first things you need to do. You need to get one of those because
I seen him
um
go crazy on someone's ear before.
yes, yes. And that the good thing about these two, you can also use these for ghost hunting. They were good for ghost hunting as well.
You know?
I've got a video of orbs turning this off, and
Nice.
it's crazy. So would you
David,
like? I'm sorry.
do you or Lee have any questions for
Yes, sir.
Lee?
I actually think we lost David. Are you there, David?
You have to turn
Yeah, I'm here.
you have to turn your mic down.
Okay.
Yep.
How about now?
It's way better.
Okay.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, well, first of all, it's great to have you here. This is David. I'm kind of the cryptid guy, is my favorite, and you talked about the paraterrestrial. I wanted to ask you, do you think, in your opinion, do you think the cryptids can fall into that category?
Yes, definitely.
Explain.
Um, yeah, definitely. Because cryptids aren't. I mean, because we think that they're extraterrestrial, but the way that
They're not.
the way that they look is more of the paraterrestrial way. Now, if you think about it, a lot they they seem to mimic skinwalkers, right?
Yep.
Now, if you think about it, um, if you let me try to see if I can explain this correctly. If I was an alien and I was coming to Earth and I wanted to look like an Earthling, it'd be kind of or human. It would be tough to just do that. But for me to find a body, that would be pretty easy. All I would have to do would be go to a cemetery.
Yep.
Now to get a full body, no, but you can get an animal, and that's why they have to say, "Oh, well, it's part animal and part human." Well, that's probably why, because is that if you you're not going to get a full body, it's going to be kind of Frankenstein, I guess. And that's kind of the way I think of it that way. But if you hear people talk about skinwalkers and talk about even Bigfoot too, they talk about the red eyes, right?
Yep.
So, and a
Mhm.
lot of times that has to do with alien. You get a lot of those what would they call eye shine, and that happens a lot.
So I
Um,
know that David and Lee are now sitting here listening to you, and they're hearing some of the things that I say, and they're hearing some of the things that I object to. So, our Les, we all can't be old enough to not learn something.
Right, of course.
So, I'd like to impress upon you an idea. Paradimensional to me is exactly what a ghost is anyway, because it doesn't live in this dimension all the time and it doesn't live in that dimension all the time. We can't
Right.
find where they sleep or where they go.
Mhm.
That is the only way, literally, the only way on planet Earth I'm going to allow the idea of a paradimensional.
Mhm.
What I will not allow at all inside my conscious at all is these interdimensional beings that can shape shift in and out, and they happen to have hair follicles, stink, look exactly like a man monster.
Right.
So I'm going with simple logic and simple science. He
Mhm.
wasn't raised on Mars. He wasn't raised on Venus. Where would he
Right.
had to have been raised at? In an atmosphere exactly like ours, because he breathes the same caustic gas.
Mhm.
Okay?
Right.
So with that, I'll say that Bigfoot are many times in the employ of aliens because
Oh
the
yeah.
alien genetic program does not stop with mankind. It is researchers like me that know enough, that need to expand their mind enough to understand that the genetic freak shows going on in the woods are part and parcel to the exact same genetic program that is being undertaken with mankind. One of the
Right.
biggest ways a person can prove to themselves that these are genetic creations is to look at the dog man himself. The dog man has two different varieties. He has a dog foot forward and he has a human foot.
Mhm.
And the biochemistry to do that is ridiculous. It isn't gonna happen.
Right.
So then
Right.
you have to find some way it makes sense. How does Dogman make sense? Is there any other thing on the planet that's dealing with genetics like this? Wait a minute. I can reverse engineer that and go straight to the alien
Well,
experience.
now I've got some cryptid stuff if you want to see it.
Yeah, I want to see all of it. Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right.
It's
Yeah.
about
Let's
time we start
Absolutely.
this. Yeah.
since we're on that, then okay. Yeah. Since we're doing that, since we kind of went into that, I didn't really have anything like specifically laid out in
It's all
any
good.
form. Okay. So I'm going to show you something that I've shown to hunters from Texas, Arkansas, Tennessee, Georgia, and nobody has been able to tell me what this is.
Okay.
So this is from this was a snowstorm in Arkansas that it came down and we got a lot of friggin' snow. Came out the next day and noticed some tracks, and this is what I came up with. Now, okay, so here's the thing. All right, now I'm going to show you this. Okay, now I'm going to show you this right here. Notice that whatever this is coming from out of the tree,
Yep.
and see how it has these claws,
Yep. What did
right?
those look like?
They, who knows? Who
Okay,
knows?
I see them. Is that going away?
Right? And it's, yeah, that one's going away, and this one is going away as well. So it's not coming
Yes.
up to it; it's going
It's
away from.
leaving from your house.
Right. Okay. So and this wasn't my house, but this is somebody that my wife was watching. They actually ended up passing away there, but you can tell. See, look at these big old claws right here.
Yeah.
Now, okay.
Well,
Now here is another. Here's a close up of those as well. So how does it get bigger? Getting coming out of the tree. Now talk about.
So
Go ahead.
if I had to make an educated guess, so
Mhm.
I wasn't really ready to break into this point with you, but I'm going to now. Okay. So it's my belief that the UFOs that you catch over your property is not an accident. Okay.
Right.
It's one of three things, and I would give my life on it. That it's one of three things. That's how
Mhm.
serious I am about this. It is one, either watching the local military base and it has stationed up above your property.
Mhm.
Two, they have a dismounted amount of genetic species below you that they constantly work with and monitor to keep them out of people's homes and hair and
Mhm.
etc. And
Right.
three is that you are a contactee.
I think so too. I've been told that once you see them, then you're going to continue to see them because they want to be seen. It's the same thing with ghosts. Once you start talking to them, I could turn on these spirit talkers behind me, and this room would start going nuts with spirits. It's just that quick.
Lee, what is that?
What the tracks?
That pop, 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 pop we keep hearing.
I think that it's somebody on a texting
Oh,
in the background.
No, it was your mic popping.
Was it my
So-
pop? I got it stopped now. So
I do have one more cryptid to show you. So let me show you this,
Yeah.
and then I can show you some UFO stuff too. Yeah, because I mean, you know as well as I do. I mean, I've got a ton of stuff right here. So here,
Yeah.
this right here in regards to Bigfoot. Okay, this is also in
Excellent.
Arkansas, and you can see this right here.
He went right in the barn because it was cold.
That's right. Now,
Yep.
now when you talk about Bigfoot and UFOs here in Georgia, oh, they don't laugh. They say, "Oh yeah, there's a Bigfoot museum literally 2 miles from here."
Yeah.
You know, it's Expedition Bigfoot, and
Okay.
it's a nice place. It's
can I
pretty cool.
can I mention something about those tracks
Yes,
that
go
I
ahead.
noticed? The tracks are going in a straight line.
Yes.
And we talked to Lance Hightower from Monster 911, and he's a chiropractor.
Mhm.
And they know a lot about the gait and the way that things walk. And I asked him if he had seen the Patty footage and if he could tell us anything specific about the gait. And the way that he described the way they walk is that their bone structure and their hips are hinged in a way that they throw their legs out and around, and those tracks were in a straight line, and that is a telltale sign of a Sasquatch or a cryptid, because it throws its legs in front of itself, and that would also lend itself to be able to climb trees very well.
Right. Yeah, and
So-
there's a huge Bigfoot presence in Arkansas. Actually, there's a guy by the name of Ken King, and he catches Bigfoot like I do UFOs.
Yeah, I know exactly who Ken King is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely, and that's just one of those things. It's I think it just takes a certain person to be able to communicate with them. I guess I don't know.
Nope. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I believe that anybody could communicate
Anybody
with one
can,
that
right.
not violent. That
Right,
not
right,
violent. Okay.
Yeah, I see
But
that. Yeah, I get that. Yeah,
too
I
many
totally
people
get that.
do not get the involvement with UFOs and Bigfoot and Dogman. They can. We're getting to the point where people are like, okay, well, maybe I'll give you that. They go on a UFO. Buddy, I'm here to tell you that if there's 5 hunters out here hunting, and you're close to some genetic program that they got going on, or close to an underground base or something, you are going to get probed very quickly.
Right.
And you might get
Mhm.
run out of your damn camp, you
Yeah.
know? And I can tell you that let's go to the glowing eyes of the dogman, or the glowing eyes of Bigfoot. So
Mhm.
if a normal human has a chip in it where they can find you anywhere on planet Earth and render you mute and unmovable and unknowable with the small chip, if they took out a more advanced chip than that, even from Terry Lovelace, then
Right.
what can they do with a 900-pound seasoned vet who's been on plenty of missions that they now don't know they have perfect control of as soon as they put all of this tech in his head? Even the ability to look through his eyes. I will now take you to just a rudimentary idea of this. If you take a flashlight, put to your hand, you see nothing but the exact same color red that comes out from behind their eyes.
Mhm.
So
Right.
that's the way I have reasoned that across, because I know how much interaction. I know that dogmen were literally genetically created by these things. So I
Mhm.
never shortchanged their science with these things in any way.
Right. Definitely.
After all, the rule is mankind can't know, and it seems that everybody else does.
Right. That's
You know?
exactly right. Yeah.
When
Yeah.
I witnessed the eye shine in the woods while I was deer hunting, the thing was within 30 yards of me, and the eyes lit up, but they didn't light anything up around it, if that makes sense. And it was like an amber color, and you could tell that it was coming from the side, and it
Right.
wasn't really projecting light on the ground or its surroundings. But they had black slits in them, and
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to
And
interrupt there.
I also have heard that they like to frequent cemeteries too.
Yeah, I don't know why
Yes.
that
Oh,
is.
oh,
So that would make sense. That comes back to the skinwalker thing where it's like, hey, if I need to look like something different, the only thing I can do is to get a body, maybe. I don't know. That's just me, but so I don't know. Now, there's it if you want to go, we can go back to the paraterrestrial side. If you want to look at some stuff, I mean, I've got some stuff that I can't say it's extraterrestrial, but I can't say it's paranormal either.
Have you ever photoed a gray?
Not that I know of. No.
Well,
That's
orbs
something
are
that I'm.
iffy because orbs can be supernatural and orbs can be you're from a UFO, and there's literally you can't really even tell the difference. So
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Now I've got a video I'll show you from that would maybe explain the what I'm talking about when I talk about the paraterrestrial, the that kind of gives you an idea as far as what I'm trying to explain. Let me just see here. I've got multiple objects. I got a little bit of everything here. Two objects. Let's see.
you need to go potty? No, you
Okay,
don't.
UFO.
Bye.
To that. Okay, and all right. Let's see. Two white beams. Okay.
Man, what a good conversation.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I just wish I would have had a little bit more of these kind of lined up here for you. Let's
No,
see.
it's quite okay. I'm
You're
ready to
do-
see your ufology too.
you're doing a
Yeah.
good job here, man.
Oh,
We
all right.
appreciate
Thank
it.
you. Oh, thank you. So, okay. Yeah. Here we go. Two objects over the house. Yeah. Object rotation. Sky.
oh, I steered it in the cryptid direction, you guys.
Whoa, Dave, you're really loud.
Yeah. All right, there we go. Two objects light up.
I'll
Okay,
Do you
I'll
hear
try to.
how science based he is, man? I love it.
Mm-hmm.
okay.
I
Here we
love
go.
it.
All right. Okay, so here is this is from a security cam that I just aimed up to the sky at night. There we go. Okay.
Oh wow.
Now I'm going to kind of show you how I do this. Now I use a program called SM Player, and it's freeware, so I'm not trying to sell anything like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, and all right, here we go. Yeah, okay. All right, so you're going to see a little bit of everything in this video. So this is from November 9th, 2022, 1 a.m. And the thing I like about this is that it has a bookmark. Okay, now watch this. Okay, here goes. Watch this right here.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay,
Yeah.
now is that ET?
Yes.
No.
No.
Or maybe, right? But is it paranormal, like inside, like a ghost?
I would
Mm,
say it's at 10,000 feet.
pretty close, yeah. Pretty
I would
close.
say it's at 10,000 feet, and that to me would put it square in the alien tank. We already know that above your property we have nonstop UFOs.
We do. Yes. Okay. Now I'm going to show you I'm going to show you some other things too. See, we have these little
Whoa,
orbs. Go ahead.
that was weird.
Yes. I've got a bunch of them. Let's do this one right here. Okay, I call this a little wiggle orb.
Yeah.
And it goes woo, just like that, right?
Whoa, did like a
Right.
cartoon spin away.
Exactly, right? So then I go back to this. It's November 9th, and it's around midnight, and it's 1,900 feet up in the sky, or 1,900 feet up. Do you think that's a bug?
No.
No,
No. Okay.
No.
No, no, not at all.
Okay.
no, no
That
bugs at 1,900 feet.
right. Okay. So
Whoa, look
yeah,
at
look at
that.
that. Woo.
That's moving. I'm telling you, that is moving.
Yeah. Now I also tell people that if you've got a Wi-Fi camera, or if you've got a security camera, period, and let's just say that it's 20 below outside, but you keep seeing these orbs, you keep seeing these crazy things. Well, you'll know for sure if they are if they are bugs or not, right?
Holy.
You know, they just kind of pop up like that, and that really ain't nothing. Let's look at these again. The right here, that comes down like that.
I really like that one.
Now
Yeah.
let's say we want to zoom in on it.
Oh yeah.
Just do that, right? And then and you can see the pipe from the top of the house.
Yeah.
It's just like right there. Yeah.
Wow.
Right.
Now, are those two separate craft, or it almost looks like it leaves a heat signature between them?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's probably the same craft, just lights on each end.
Yeah. Now
Gravity engines on each
here we
side.
go. Okay, here's something right there. Ooh, look at that. Yeah. I like these. These are kind of fun because they're just different. Let's see, right out of the sky. Oh yeah. There we go. It's always fun watching stuff again because sometimes I forget about it. Okay. You know, it's like, oh hey, we just discovered that.
Yeah.
You know, but that's kind of the fun part. Here we
Did
go.
you see the V in that one? A V, and then another one shot off in a line. That was.
Oh yeah, I've got tons. This ain't nothing really. Here's a fly. Oh, there we go. There's a rod. Okay.
Yep.
Right.
Wow. Yeah,
Man,
great rod.
that is a great one.
Okay.
Great rod, bro.
Okay, now, go ahead.
You notice that some rods will have multiple wings, and then like that one has, it looks like two or three. Wow.
So, Les, I now have to tell you a story. I'm sorry.
All right, go ahead.
So, for 30 years, I've known what a rod was from a base jumping video that happened in the 90s where the gentleman caught the rods flying around the cave of the swallows.
Right.
And they were using high-speed cameras to watch these guys jump off in that giant snowdy. It's like a mile deep. It's the first place I ever remember them pictured. Since that day, I've seen them a few other times that were legitimate. And my big question always was, are these an alien scout craft? Are they an alien scout device? Right? So I had no proof for years and years and years. And then I have a friend in Australia that is an abductee. And he does nothing but put pressure on the local Yowie populace every day.
Wow.
He's nonstop in the woods researching.
Mm-hmm.
And because he's part of the quote program, he is able to get closer to strange things than anyone I've ever seen.
Right.
And it's because they know he's in the program. So he spent about 12 hours one day putting a lot of pressure on him. And I told him when he got home, because we're trying to develop things that we can catch them at. I told him, have a camera set up on your back porch looking through the back glass when you get home, because I want to see if anything comes to check on you. You know what happened, Les?
Huh.
I have a picture of a spacecraft landing and then a tumbler coming across the fence, which then turns into a perfect rod right in front of you, and right behind it is a Bigfoot face.
Oh my goodness. Excellent. Yeah. That's
At
great.
that moment, I'm like, okay, so I already know Bigfoot works with aliens in total cooperation.
Yep.
He put a lot of pressure on them, and they want to know exactly what's up with him today. And his camera trap caught all this. It was the one piece of photo evidence that instantly told me not only is this rod an alien scout vehicle after the ship landing, but Bigfoot came with it.
Yes, and I've had people tell me too that rods are little little entities that are checking on you.
I don't believe they're alive.
You don't believe they are alive, or you do?
No, I don't believe they're alive. I believe they're one of the few things that they actually use as like a robot. You know, it's like a
scout drone.
Yeah, like a robot
technology.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
It's probably almost a biological tech too.
I don't think it's biology. I think it's all technology. Now that goes against the grain of where I say half of everything is genetics, but I just don't feel like there's nothing on Earth that they could have genetically mutated to make that.
Right.
You know, they got humans to make everything else. Bigfoot, Dogman, lizard people, it doesn't matter. You know, they could literally make it all from our genome in number 2, genome strain number 2. But there's nothing on Earth that that is biologically like that. So to me, I consider them more of a robot,
Okay.
alien AI, because I think that they've learned the lesson with AI.
What
Yeah.
what about the sky snakes that people see up in the upper atmosphere and like they've recorded footage of? I mean, if they captured some kind of genetics from something like that, then maybe they could use, make it smaller and more, apply it to that type of platform.
Well, Les's picture right there of the little two clawed thing running away from the house.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe is one creature. I believe it's two creatures. I believe there was one creature big on the right that ran and took 3 steps, and for whatever UFO magical reason, just like Bigfoot can do, he disappeared. While the smaller one ran and went to the tree, jumped through the tree, and then ran off that direction. That's the way I would see it. Now, in ufology, these things are known to happen, weird creatures that people see. And I just think that this is part of the genetic program, that if you've created this creature, you have to put it on the ground eventually. You have to let it have some kind of life. It'll probably go crazy if not.
Well, I've got something here. How about this right here?
Let's see.
Now look at this. Let's see.
What time of year was this?
This was July.
In July.
Yeah. Now see, there's that flying around, and it looks just like a little, like maybe a moth or something, but it doesn't.
It's not a moth.
Yeah.
So,
It just
Wes, you do realize they're watching you, right?
Of course. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
they are watching. Definitely.
Yeah.
When they come out of the sky and they're looking directly at your house, they understand you're monitoring them.
Well,
When the
yeah.
rod
And
comes flying right by you, they know you're monitoring them.
yeah, and even my wife sees them now too. She also sees the objects as well too. She'll say, "Hey, look at that." We call them blinkies. Look at that little blinky out there. Yeah.
So
No.
she can physically see them. You guys
Yeah.
catch them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we catch them all the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I'll show
We
you.
haven't touched any of this material, really.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah. So she sees a lot of stuff, and the thing is with these is that once again, even with that, um, what is it, right? Okay, now here's another one. Let me bring this up here too. So I'm sitting out here, and my wife comes out, and let's see, we are I'd seen the orbs, or not the orbs, but I'd seen the rods. And let me kind of forward this up here.
Just the one off your front porch.
Yeah.
I love this one.
Yeah.
Flies right out of the damn woods, right by y'all, right past the camera.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, it's just that simple. I'm just trying to. There we
It's
go.
incredible footage.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, there we go. All right. So let me share this with you now. And so really, the thing about this too, very simple. Just get a Wi-Fi camera, start off the app, and hit record, and you can catch stuff like this. Woo! Look at that.
Wow.
Yep.
Look at it fly out of the woods there. Jumps
right
over
there.
that. Jumps over that bush.
Yeah.
Like you can see it. It comes like up from the ground even. Wow.
Yeah. And then just like right over there.
God, that makes me wonder if there's a Bigfoot right there deploying it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, shoot. Okay, down the hill, if you can kind of see where we're at, down the hill there's all kinds of tree breaks, and arches. I'm trying to see if I can find a little bit better one over here too. Let me see. Yeah. There's tree breaks, arches, all that stuff. I'm gonna.
So you're surrounded by Bigfoot.
Yeah. Oh, tons. Yeah. Tons.
So then I'm going to make the educated guess then that the contact is not meant for you. The contact is with the genetic program that's in the forest around you. They're just aware that you're monitoring them. And every time they come to do business, they want to check and see where you're at.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And that
I really do think that's it.
Les, have you had any dreams of them?
Recently, the only kind of dreams that I've had, and I know why you're getting to that, because I've asked that question too of abductees, because they'll say that they've had dreams. the only dreams I've had is that I'll say, "Oh, hey, I see a triangle. I want to go get a picture of it. A triangle. I see it." But because now, see, I've got me a really nice camera. I got me a Samsung S22, and it works very well.
Woo!
Yeah, and
Money.
yeah, yes, exactly. But it's well worth it. The very first day, I caught me a nice little triangle. Let me show you that. Actually,
Yeah, start
yeah,
busting on
that.
some of these UFO clips.
Oh my
So,
gosh, yeah, and the fun part about it is it does night vision color. So yeah,
oh my God,
yeah,
what?
so, yeah, yes.
Is that a
So
thing? Night
yeah.
vision
Oh,
color?
just wait. Yeah, just wait till you see this. I think you're gonna like it. Let me
Wow.
see. Yeah. And this video. Here we go. Okay, I've got tons actually. Okay, let's see. New phone. There we go. All right. Okay, let me share this with you right here. And okay, now this video I just got in my camera, so I had to I converted it each frame to a picture. So what you're going to be seeing here is right now you're just seeing just a black screen. Okay. But all of a sudden you're going to see some dots in here. So these are little pictures. Okay. So
I saw a couple of them, yeah.
yeah. And hold on here. All right. Okay. Because I want to be able to show you right there it is. Right
Wow.
there. Yeah.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
Yeah, there's that one. I caught that one above my head, and then this is the same video. There we go.
That same UFO shows up above your house a lot,
Yeah. So
I
that and
believe.
yeah, and that right there, that right there wasn't what you're seeing is fog around there. So there is there
That's bright.
is yeah, it's quite bright actually. Yeah,
Yeah.
and you can see pink and all that. Now I'm going
I
to
do
show you
see pink.
yes. Now I am going to show you one of my newest ones.
Oh,
Is
cool.
yeah, I've got some I've got a portal above my house.
We're getting the straight up newest Durant material. Let's go.
Oh well, thank you. I really appreciate that. Let's see.
I love you, Les. You're a good
Oh, I love
man. You
y'all
do good
too.
work.
I
You do
appreciate
good
it.
work.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
no problem.
Let's see, new phone triangle. Two triangle object. Okay, here we go. Okay, yeah. So this is from February 28th, and this is from my iPhone 5 that was given to me. I like it because it'll do 60 frames a second. And all right, here we go.
Nice.
Okay, triangle two. Right. Okay. So let me pull this out and then get this right here for you. Who wants to do this? Like I said, they can always go to smplayer.info and download it. It's free. Oh, there we go.
Just go to Les's page and learn how to do this, everyone.
There you go. Okay. Now I'm going to share this with you now so you can see it. And I tell people that to do this, I'm looking for people who are gamers, people who can also stare at screen. I'm looking for stoners. I'm looking for people who can zone in. I know it's kind of funny, but if you think about it, see, like, can you tell me where the UFO is on this picture right here?
Yeah, at the very top, just left
There
of
you
some.
go. Well, I mean, you got it,
I'm
but
practiced.
yeah. See now, do you see it moving? Oh, okay. Now when I watch this, I'm gonna
Oh,
zoom in.
wow.
Yes. Now this is one of the triangles. Okay. Now this is over my house. Okay, so this is at the very top, like you said, and oops, let me go back. And
And
the
now we're
thing
going
I
to get a
like
good
about this,
view.
the thing that I like about this is that you can do the bookmark in case you lose it. So let me go
But
back
you can go
here.
right to it.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, bookmarks. Okay, and right there. Okay,
People
and
wouldn't realize that a big, beautiful, clear sky holds something in it. All they have to do is
oh
look.
my gosh, yeah, it's just crazy. There we go. It's right there. All right. And now let me kind of zoom in a little bit. And sometimes, you know, I go back and I'll see stuff here.
Yep,
Here's
there it
another one.
is.
You'll see stuff what?
Oh,
Look at
I'll
that.
go back. There's a little bit of a triangle right there.
Whoa.
Um,
I don't know who's dragging the coffin around, but stop.
yeah, I'll go back and I'll notice stuff that's been recorded that wasn't in there before. Okay, here we go. So, and yeah, see how that lights up?
Oh,
It's got
wow.
a
Yeah.
got a
Lee,
little
what's
triangle.
going on with the mic?
Yeah.
I've got it shut.
Lee,
I've got it shut off.
something's like scraping.
Okay, so there's
Ah,
that.
it
There's
stopped
that
now.
triangle.
Yeah,
There's that triangle.
complete triangle.
Now I've got another one right here. Let me just do this right here. Okay. All right. And then there it is. Okay, it's just right up. It's right up here.
Oh,
Now
yeah.
people say, oh, why do you shoot at the sun so much? Well, because that's where they hang out. That's the best place to get.
It sure is.
You know, yeah, it really is the best place to get the energy. I mean, really, if you think about it.
You
And
know, they understand that we can't look into that sun like
there,
that.
yes, there you go.
I,
You took the words right out of my mouth, right there.
I try
Yes,
to explain to people, people will say, it turned invisible in front of me, but I caught this picture of it.
right.
People are mystified by that, and I instantly understand this idea.
Yep,
Alien
yep,
technology is meant to hide from our eyes, no one else's eyes, but our eyes. So
yep.
that's why the camera picks it up and your eye doesn't.
There we go. Now there's
Oh,
this right
man.
here. Yeah, so it comes down like that, and you can actually see the triangle right here, down here at the bottom, right there, like that.
Dude, you just
So,
have an insertion program above your house.
oh yeah, yeah. I think we've got a portal right there, and then let me see what else I've got. I got a little bit of everything. I'm trying to think what some of my better stuff is. I'll show you. I'll show you the very first one with the C-130s if you want.
Sure, man. Let's see it.
All right, yeah, this is the very first video that I did, and also it is the one that has the unknown on it. And this video actually is on my YouTube channel. So if you go to YouTube and look up objects and orbs, you'll be able to watch the entire video. And this is my very first one. It's 31 minutes long. And all right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you an idea as far as the references, because that's something that you really got to have when you're doing this, so you can explain it a little bit easier.
Right.
Okay, so let me share this with you right here, right quick, and I'm going to go right here and do this. Okay, share screen and window. There we go. All right. Okay, so here is a flare. Okay, this right here is something that the phone does whenever you're aiming it at the sun. So
Yeah.
it'll just create that flare. So, you know, I get a lot of people say, oh, well, that's a flare. I'm like, yeah, I know what a flare is. Um, but I don't mean it that way. I just mean that, okay, it's a
Yeah.
flare. All right. So now I found a bird in here in this one. Okay. So we can say, okay, here's a bird. We're going
Oh,
to
wow.
zoom in so we can see what the bird looks like. Okay. That way, when you see the beginning of the video, you'll be like, it'll give you an idea as far as the perspective. Now, when I walk outside of my house here, I can look north, south, east, and west and see exactly what I'm seeing on my screen right now. It's as if I'm watching it live. Um, okay, now I'm going to go to the beginning. Ooh, there's my mug right there. All right. Now, when I did this, I didn't know I was going to catch any UFOs. All right. I just kind of set up the camera, aimed it up to the sky, and then did this. Now, so let's take a look at this, my first object. Okay. All right. Now we're going to make that smaller. And okay. Now, as I'm turning around, there you'll be able to see flare on my glasses
Yep.
right about there. Okay. Then I look up and there's a little object. Oh, actually, let me go back. I'm going to show you something a little bit different here. Object above my head. There we go. All right. Here we go. Yeah, just like that. Okay, right here. Okay. Now this I'll do because it's going to come down. And then it's going to come over here. Okay. And I'm actually going to show you something else because that one's just kind of boring. Let's do this. This is the very first plane. Okay. Here's a C-130. Now, my dad used to fly in these when he was in the Navy.
I've ridden in them.
So do you see? Even look at this. There's a little something right down there as we're pulling it up, right? Okay.
Oh, I
So
see that.
yeah, a little something. So you just see
Little
this is like,
UFO out there,
what
precursory.
is that? Right? Okay. Now, so you already saw the flare. Here's the plane. You can actually see the markings on the plane. So that way you'll know. Now I'm going to forward the plane. It's like this. I'm just using the greater than.
Yeah.
Okay. And oh, there's a little something right there. Let's rewind that. You can tell I've watched these a few times.
Oh, I saw that now.
Right there. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So let's take a look and see. Because I've had people say, oh, that's some cotton or that's a bug or
I
something.
already see the triangle.
Yeah. And see right here, there's that. Okay.
Yep.
Now, here's something that I just recently discovered that we're going to look at the plane again. And you can see there's a little dot right up there, just a little teeny tiny dot. Okay, now watch this. Okay, right about
Well, you
here.
are diligent. Yep, I saw that.
Right there. Now watch right there. Okay, it's going to come over and it's actually going to follow this guy. Hold on. This. Okay. And sometimes it takes a little bit of time to kind of figure out where you're at on here, but there we go.
Sure, but the wait is worth the effort, man.
Okay, so there's that, and that. This one right here is one of my favorites, actually. Why? Because I can zoom in and I'll tell you, maybe you can tell me what you think it looks like. Hold on just a sec. Oh, there's another little one up there. Oops. Now, the thing about SM Player is that it will only allow you to zoom in to a certain amount.
Yeah.
Before it starts to kind of take away. So that's kind of normal. Okay. Here is this. Now we're getting closer. All right. And sorry if it's taking a little bit of time here. There we go.
That's all right.
Okay. And there we go. Oh, my goodness. Okay. Let me try this one more time. There we go. I'm just going to do what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a screenshot and then we'll just zoom it that way. Okay.
Oh, I see it there.
So that right there, right? It looks like it has a little bit of form. So I'm going to do a print screen. And then I use another free program called IR Fan View. And
nice. You just try to make it as easy as you can for people, don't you?
Yeah, exactly. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to share this. Oh, yeah. I was going to see that looks good. All right. And let me share this one with you so you can see it. Okay. And stop screen. Let's see. Video. Stop screen. Okay. There we go. And share screen here. All right. And there's that. Okay. Yeah. There's that one. This one I want. Okay. So now you see this right here. So let's make it a little bit bigger. And it sure does look like a triangle to me.
Yeah, that's absolutely a triangle.
I mean, you can kind of see that that's what that was right there. So that is the first video that I did. Now let me show you the second one that's at my mom's house. That is my second MUFON Unknown. And
how far is this place from you?
About 4 miles.
Okay, same exact vicinity.
Yeah, not really too far. About my mom over there. So this right here is from August 2021, and let me do that right there. Okay, and let me share this with you. Okay. And, okay, so I got to tell you,
You need to mute your mic here, Chad, when you cough.
Okay, sorry.
I do got to tell you this, that I've submitted so many sightings to MUFON that they've labeled me as a serial submitter.
What?
Yes, and it's not a good thing. It's not a good thing. It means that they
don't take you seriously anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Like they don't even want to deal with me anymore, but that's okay. Not a big deal. I don't want to deal with them anymore either.
That's right. MUFON is not a good organization.
That's
Hey,
exactly
there's some noise in the background. What was that?
yeah.
That was me.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right. Now, so let me show you this. Now, this is the one at my mom's house. That this is one of my favorite ones as well, too, because I think you can see it pretty well. All right.
You need to mute your mic when you do stuff like that, Chad.
Okay, I didn't know it'd be that loud. I was a little lighter.
There we go. All right. So this right here is the object. And let me zoom in a little bit. Okay. And then we're going to put it in motion. Okay. Here we go. Right there. All right.
That's a good one.
See it? There you go. Yeah.
Wow.
See, it even
I
has a little
almost
bit.
saw color in that.
Yes, yes, a little bit of pink. Now, here's something that I don't really bring up that often, but over here, watch this other little guy over here to the right. He actually goes faster than that. See, and it's still
So
going.
your idea of having a portal above your house is I believe, somewhat correct. I don't
Yes,
believe that any of these have to use a portal to get anywhere, because if they did, they would portal from one spot directly where they wanted to go. So
correct.
therefore, I don't believe there's any portals. But I do know that they take certain avenues approach to the planet because they can literally hide from the devices of mankind. And
Right.
if I am correct that the genetic program is going on in the woods just as much as it is with humans, then you've already given me the evidence that they are around your house. They have breaks and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
So it's my guess that they have an on station there at all times, just like you would in the military. You have an
Yes.
on
And I've had
station.
people tell me that. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, and they receive traffic and probably direct it off of that point, and then poof, they're gone.
Yeah. And it's not always there. I think it's something that appears at a certain time of the day. Does that make sense maybe?
Sure,
Okay. Yeah, where
sure.
it appears at a certain time of the day. Let me okay.
So abductees through their whole life will be abducted, let's say between 3 and 4 a.m. religiously and habitually. So if they're doing things with Bigfoot, what is their time in the afternoon?
Well, I
You know,
think that whenever I see the portal happen to where they just go inside and they don't come out, that happens in the afternoon, I think, during the day.
they
Let
don't
me
use
try.
it at night.
Not not that I can tell because I can't see it as well. Um, too. Let me see. I'm gonna try to find this other one, fast moving object into portal. Okay, here we go.
Oh, excuse me.
Maybe not.
We're gonna have to watch that stuff.
You go easy now.
All right. Let's see. Okay. Yeah. Sorry about that. All right. I'm gonna try to
No
find
problem.
I'm gonna find some up here for you. But I've got I've got a little bit of everything, and I'm gonna show you some. Actually, let me show you some night stuff here too. Um, yeah. Let me show you some night vision where this.
So I have to ask you another question I just thought of. So
Yes, go for it.
in the direction of travel for that C-130, is it coming
Mhm.
from the base area?
Yes. It's the plane was heading back to the base.
It's heading back to the base. Is the runway situated where it would be right off that bird's nose?
Yes, not too far. Yeah. So we
Okay.
lived about 45 miles from Little Rock.
Okay.
So, yeah, so then, that's where we, would see them fly. Um, okay, here alright, yes. Alright. So this is something that happened at night, and this is where something shoots out of an object here. Let me pull this up here for you. Okay, alright. There we go. Okay, a light ray right there. Okay. So I'm going to share this. All right. Now this is pretty much the same view from the other one where we saw the two objects that came down. at the same time. Yeah. So that's what this is right here. It's this pretty much the same area. All right, and do that right there. Okay.
Maybe
Good.
the same crap.
Yeah. Okay. And right there. Yeah, right there. See that?
Man,
Yep.
that's moving.
Yeah. So it's just like, boom, shoot something right out.
Yeah.
Just like that. Now here, this one right here really gets me. This next one is it's only on for just a couple of frames. Okay. And there it is. Right there. It just happens just that quick. And just doing it one frame. Okay.
Wow.
Now let's zoom in and see what it is. Okay. When you look at it, it looks like
Man,
it
you're
looks
nailing them.
Yeah, he is.
it's just like you got hair, or it's kind of like you got a bald head and you're kind of leaning back a little bit. That's kind of what it looks like. But see, it's like boom.
I
Like,
see a triangle with something even beside it. Like I see a triangle still.
oh yeah. Yeah.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah. I mean it's just like that. So white streak. Let's see. Oh, strange object. Yeah. I usually get maybe 4 or 5 on each video. I mean, it's just crazy. Yeah, there we go. Look at that thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was play that again. Wow.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, not a problem. So do that right there and strange object. All right, and here we go.
You're getting some recon over your house.
Yeah, he is. That came right towards his house and then dipped away.
Yep. And then yeah, we get to a point where we say, okay, is that one worth it? Nah, we've got better ones. Say, oh, there we go. Yeah. Like dig this one. I like this one.
Is that another rod?
I think so. But now remember, this wire right here, that's the power wire. This right here is the stack above the house. And then so anything that you see above is all sky.
Yeah.
So it goes down and it comes back, turns around. Now let's zoom in on it. See?
Yep.
Wow.
It has some rod characteristics to it.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
sure does.
I would say that's I mean, it may be a rod, but I would almost say that that's a cigar-shaped UFO.
It's like
Oh,
a
wow.
cylinder. Yeah, and it does have that look to it as well.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them have like an appendage off the side of them, and they kind of spin. Some of the ones that I've seen in photographs.
You're right. They do. They have like a little ball on the side a lot of times.
Yes.
Yeah, this one looks like it's crawling. That's just like that other one.
It's just crazy.
Yeah.
Don't they call those rods another name for them, skyfish or something like that? Because they look like they swim.
Skyfish or sky angels. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's a craft, not a rod. Any rod that I've ever seen was on the ground.
It almost looks like it leaves a heat signature behind it.
Yeah.
There's some type of particles following it. Unless that's the difference between the camera frames.
No, I get that all the time too, to where it
it's displacement.
Yeah, I mean, it's like it moves the air around it and creates a tunnel.
Yeah, it's sure displacement of some sort.
Yeah. So with stuff like that, shoot, you can get that anytime. You could go out there tonight and record it, and I bet you'd probably catch something. It is just that
I'm going to be trying it the next week. So
yeah.
Absolutely.
And so I've got a little bit of everything on here, but yeah, this is just a lot of fun to do. It's anybody can do it. I just think that people need to look up in the sky more often.
Yes,
that's really all it is.
Yep. Lee, David, do you have any questions for Les?
How many cameras do you run at one time when you're doing this? Do you run a bunch of them or multiple?
Good question. Yeah. So I've got 2 of these door hinges. I've got one aiming to the east, one aiming to the south, and then I've got one aiming to the north. And then I've just discovered that my camcorder can pick up some pretty nice objects. So I put that on one of these tripods back here and use those too. So generally, I would say probably about 3. I've got 3 going at all times. And then let them run about 45 minutes each. So
Because
I
that's a
would
lot to
say,
review.
I'm sorry.
Because that's a lot to review.
It is, but I go through. I call it scrubbing first. What I do is I'll get some footage, and then I'll just forward through it really fast, and then go back again until I catch something. If I see a dot on this is where the gamer part comes in, or the stoner part comes in. To where if you see a dot, like, hey, what was that? Where did I just see? Right? That's true
Yeah,
though. It's
it
true.
is true. It
I
is
mean,
true.
it
I
is
just
Yeah.
true.
like that.
Yes, it is.
Right? Because if you're sitting there and you're just like, "Hey, wow. Hey, I just saw something. What was that?" Right? Then what, that's
Yeah.
Absolutely.
that's the way it is, really, because um your eyes when you go back and look at these objects, how fast they are, they're only there for 1 or 2 frames.
Yeah,
And I
your eyes
shoot it
aren't built to catch them.
exactly. I try to shoot at 60 frames a second. And so the more frames the better. Uh I get more quality that way
Now,
too.
Uh-huh.
now, when you do it at 45-minute intervals, now are you doing one camera at a time for 45 minutes, or are you doing them all at one time at 45?
No, I'll do like 3 cameras, and then it will chop up the videos to like 5-minute pieces. So whenever that way it won't crash the phone, because I've had times where if it crashes the phone, like the entire file is bad. So
Oh.
what you do is you'll set it up to chop it up in every like 5-minute increments. And then the other thing that's very important about these phones too is to use an SD card with them. So you can go in and you'll just have the manual camera set up to where it records to the SD card, and you can pull the SD card out and do whatever you want with it. And
How many gigs are you running on those?
about a 32 gigs.
About a 32 gig on each one, on each
Yeah.
camera. Is
Mhm.
there a certain brand of that you like to use, or
As far as SD card or
yeah,
phone?
SD card? Yeah,
No, not really. They're all about the same.
all about the
Um,
same.
yeah, they work all about the same. And like I start off the show saying is that I use what I have. Now
That,
granted,
that's great. That's good.
yeah, and all these phones are phones that we've used before, but we've just upgraded. And then, if I know of anybody who has any phones they want to get rid of, they'd like just give them to me, like, hey, here you go, because they know. But uh, these phones still work good. I can get a 1920 by 1080 and 30 frames a second. That
It's
works.
awesome.
That works fine for me. And then now I haven't put my S22 to the test yet, but here's
Ah.
here's the but is that I do with that one that I caught, that one was just basically an accident. But that's the way that it goes.
What a
The
cool
thing,
accident.
yeah, right, yeah.
Yeah.
So but I can't wait to see what I can catch with this. But
Me
yeah,
too.
this is what I do. I just have a good time doing it, and I'm just really really pleased with how it's come out, and I'm just really excited that I've been able to share this with people, and I want to teach people how to do it, and I think
Yes.
that anybody can do it really. And I have people sending me videos now to actually analyze to see what I can
That's
find.
awesome.
And I've been able to find stuff on their videos too. Yeah.
So the students are learning.
Mhm. Yeah.
So how do you think your reception has been in this world since you've
Oh
started
gosh.
in?
It's been incredible. I never thought that I would be doing what I'm doing now. I just never thought it would go this far. Um, but it's just really exciting. And when I first started doing this, have had health issues with fibromyalgia and some other stuff, and just and depression, and I just told myself I got to get out of the funk and go back to work, and just got to get out of this just pain and everything. And it's really helped out a lot too.
Good. It's giving you a
Yeah,
great interest to follow, huh?
it is. Yeah. And, and it helps too that my wife is also into it as well. She likes watching the UFOs with me, and she likes watching the Bigfoot stuff too. And we've,
Cool.
that's the thing about the pandemic, is that during the pandemic, we got to, watch a lot of shows, a lot of binge watch, a lot of UFO shows and
Yeah.
ghost shows and put everything together. And when you start to do that, thanks, dude from Texas. Yeah. When you start putting putting things together, then it makes it more fun, because that way that you're not being lied to. You can say, oh yeah, well, I saw the same thing on another show. um you know but but yeah, this is what I do, and I really appreciate y'all having me on. And do you guys want to do some ghosts?
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
absolutely.
All right.
It's amazing that there's this whole other world that's around us at all times, and we
Yeah.
hardly barely get a glimpse of it. But when you do, it is just so profound
It
that
is.
there's no turning back. Once you see it, you can't unsee it, and it's just it's amazing.
Yeah.
Yep, that's exactly right. So, all right, now I'm going to tell you. Um, I kind of preface this before I turn on the spirit talkers, is that okay? You already know that we're up in the mountains. We're about 1,900 feet up. Uh, down
Nope.
down at the bottom of the hill, about a mile from where I am, is a Native American stone circle that was
Oh
here.
my.
Yeah, it was from the Cherokee, and this is the area where they started the Trail of Tears. So there were some battles here, with the settlers that were on this mountain and the Native Americans. So when I turn on these spirit talkers, you're going to hear stuff like caves, because there was some mining that was done here, some copper mining that was done. There was a battle. It wasn't a Civil War battle, but it was just a battle for land, I think, between the settlers and the Native Americans. And then, no, I've already got some activity. Okay. Oh, well, wealthy. So you're going to hear all these different things. Now, I haven't turned on the music box yet. Now, the music box works like a yes/no meter. So you'll hear it go ding, like for yes, or it'll go ding ding for okay. If you hear any more, then that just means that they are kind of messing around with you, and you'll hear this. Oh, where are you? Oh, terrifying. Um, so yeah, so these are going to start. These are going to start talking. Now, I haven't started the music box yet. When I start the music box, that's when things are going to get a little bit more different. We do have three guests, ghosts. We have Jeff. He is. I think he likes to hang around in here, in this room. Then there's Gary and his wife Edith. Now, these all these we verified with obituaries. So
Oh
there's a
wow.
guy by the name of Gary Williams, and he recently passed away here in Mineral Bluff, and he is our resident poltergeist. He likes to go out and ring the chimes. And Jeff,
Wow.
if Jeff is here, you may hear him utilize the spirit music box. And I also have a REM pod too. All right, so
Right.
let's get all this going, and
Yeah.
we may get some activity even before it starts. Morris. All right, so here we go. And yeah, so I don't know exactly what all is going to happen. I am going to turn on the REM pod.
Yeah.
So now the REM pod, it works like this.
Yep.
Okay, let me set this over here. If it goes off, that'd be nice if it did. I just got it the other day.
Like a spiritual theremin.
Yes, exactly right. Yeah.
Yeah, it
Now,
goes off as someone gets closer to it.
so I'm gonna start this one. All right, and I'm gonna start this one. And you can get these on the on Google Play or on the App Store. Okay. Now the music box is going to calibrate. Okay, and it's already stopped. Is there anybody here who can make the music box go off?
Spirit.
Baron. Oh, that just said Baron. Okay. One thing that I know is that Oh, that one just said share my story. All right, I can do
Share
that.
my story.
Yeah. What's your name? Actually, I'm going to ask Jeff. Are you here? Thank you. All I have to do is ask if, I just have
Whoa.
to ask if Jeff is here, and Jeff will do it. Thank you. Okay. So
Wow.
now I'm gonna preface this by asking. A lot of people think these apps are loaded.
Yep,
They're not. They're not.
I know.
I will now. I'm going to show you how the music box works. It works on proximity, just like that. So
Yeah.
anything that makes that go off is not me.
Yeah,
And
you
as
gotta
you know,
get near it.
right. And as you know, the REM pod will do the same thing.
What was it?
Painted eye. Oh, painted eye. What do you think that means?
Native
I don't
American.
know.
Yep.
Painted eye. Yes, sir.
That just said painted eye. Okay, so remember we were talking about this ahead of time. Okay, so
Hey, can you ask it if the area that you live in is a spiritual area for the Native Americans, like because you're up in the higher elevations?
good. Yeah. Well, you asked. Is there more people here because of where we're at? That one just
What?
said, "Am I dead?" Yeah, you are dead. Maybe I don't know. Can you make the spirit music box go off again for me, Jeff? Can you do it one more time? Attractive. Oh, tunnel.
She,
This
she's
one just said,
attracted to Jeff.
Yeah.
"Oh,
There goes Jeff.
dang.
Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you, appreciate it." Yeah. Now anybody can do this. You can do this immediately while we're talking. You can download the Spirit Talker and okay. Um, yeah. Sometimes they you hold on. I'm a little ADHD. Sorry.
That's all right.
Sometimes they will steer you to the conversation that you should be asking.
Right.
So and you there's Edna. Oh, nice. Edna or Edith. Gary's wife, Edith. Yeah, very good. Okay, witness. Is Gary here? He usually likes to hang outside. Jeff, are you here again? Oh.
What'd
Oh,
she
that
say?
would say goodbye. Okay, well, you can go if you want to go. We're not keeping you here. But it's all about respect. Yep. It's
Gosh,
all about
Les,
respect.
I
Eh,
couldn't do that in my house. Like, I would do that once in my house, and all that stuff would start happening, and I'd have to move.
Yeah. Well, I now I tell people don't worry about it because if you get something on here that says Satan or it'll say witchcraft or something like that, it's because they don't know. They don't know that this equipment has been invented so we can talk to them just like that.
Oh, Jeff, boy.
Name. That it just said no, that's wrong. And then that said name. My name is Les. Oh, electric. Oh, Forrest. We get Forrest a lot too because now remember how I told you it's going nuts.
Yep.
It
I
starts to
take
go nuts.
forest to mean in the forest.
Right. And literally you look out my window and there's trees out there. Yeah. And see
Yeah.
it's already going it's already going nuts to the point where I'm having to I'm having to pay attention to them instead of paying attention to y'all. Because
Wow.
they want it's just with poltergeist as well. If you have something in your house where they're knocking stuff over, they just want you to know that they're there. It's
I think
That's
that
really
could
all
be
it is,
true in a lot of them. Yeah.
you know. And I thank you, dude. As far as for the footage and evidence as well. Yeah. So yeah. See, it's just going crazy.
Yeah.
Can you turn that off for me now? Lies? No, there's no lies. Uh, can you do it one more time? Can you do the music box for me one more time?
Jeff's getting tired.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They they'll kind of mess around with you, but if you say, hey, look, I'm busy, and that's why I tell people if you are they like messing around. Is there any kids here? The, that's why the kids love playing with it. Can you do it one more time? Just one more time for fun. One more time. Come on.
Yeah, for the 10th time, give us proof.
Yes. Like what the heck? Okay. All right. I don't mind.
They're like, nope,
No, I'm
you're
not gonna leave
watching.
here. I live here. I live here. Yeah. If it says that, if it says something like "get out," then you say no. This is where I live at. You know, because if you're respecting the woods too, yes. Um, if you show them that you're respectful and that oh, cave
Cave.
cave
Oh,
cave,
wow.
there's
Do
cave,
you
right?
do you get the word sacred very often?
Not a lot, not like I'm getting with the usual things like cave or mines.
So you get cave a lot.
I do, yeah, because we have this big copper mine around here that
Oh,
they used to have. It was, yeah, pretty big. So I get those kind of things. Or what is it? Oh, ha. That's interesting. That said ha ha. Oh, and that says we have power. Well, good. That's fine. That's what you need. Is you need this. You need to get energy.
wow.
Yeah. Now, above. Okay. So
Oh,
yeah. So what you'll do is to tailor your conversations to what you want to ask them or what they're telling you. So if they're saying caves, or tell me about the caves, or who all is here? What's your name? I've got a few going, but it's pretty quiet. Oh, see, that one just said witch.
I like how they go silent until you ask questions usually.
Yeah, see, this one said witch.
Wow.
See, this one said witch. So what we tell them, no, this is not a witch. This isn't witchcraft. Oh, and that one said rich.
Uh,
No. But
it
just
had to
I just
correct itself.
yeah, we just kind of go in and let them know that we can communicate with you, and we know you're here, and yeah, and sometimes they'll reply back to you if you can kind of hear a yes or you're welcome in that music.
Yeah.
You know, say like, "Oh, you're welcome," just like that. Yeah, but
Oh,
you don't get
wow.
any. You don't get anything that. Oh, thank you. All right. Well, I did ask for it, didn't I? Thank
Yep.
you. All right. So thank you for using my equipment. But it did get kind of quiet. But I've had it have times where it'll say "shish," or it'll say "be quiet," or yeah.
Wow.
Ooh, describe. Oh yeah, describe. Okay, suffer. Yeah, you don't have to suffer anymore. Sometimes it'll even say "my bones." You know, who cares? You don't need your body anymore. I mean, you really
I really
refuse.
like your attitude with all
Oh,
of these, with all the spiritual stuff.
oh, thank you. Yeah,
So many
that's really
people try to sell it as just nonstop terror. It follows you home and eats you alive, blah, 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 blah. And you're literally showing a side where you can kind of passively keep them at arm's length and describe to them that you're not after them and they shouldn't be after
right.
you.
Yeah,
It's a
that's
message
really
I've never heard.
right. That's yeah. No, thank you. And that's really all you got. Oh, and this just said good. That one just said good.
So it liked
Yeah.
what I said.
Yes. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes, I
That's
take
why
it.
I like showing Spirit Talker, because that's and even the Spirit Music. Okay, I'm gonna turn that off now because like, all right, there we go. Now, if you turn it back on, that'd be kind of cool. I mean, hey, you turn it off, right? I mean, hey, you know,
Yeah,
um,
I'd love to see that one, Jeff.
yeah. Oh, that one said footstep. Now, granted, not everybody's going to have 5 or 6 of these phones, but these are just here to give you an idea as far as sentences that can be made. Because if you had just one, then you'd be like, well, I don't know if this is really doing it. But
Yeah.
you have multiple, because if they were
Redundancy.
all doing the same thing at the same time, you know, something might just say, oh, football or car or something. No, it's all
Yeah.
been, for the most part, it's been in context. And now people will say, "Oh, I want to talk to my dead uncle" or something like that. That I haven't come across that often. Now with that being said, my wife's grandmother loves visiting. Her name starts with an F. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. Um, Florence, are you here? Oh, let me start this off. Florence, are you here? Let's see if it goes on. Oh, my life was. This one said my life was short.
Oh,
That was just
probably an
funny.
Indian.
Yeah. Is there anybody else here who'd like to say hello? Florence, are you here? She might not be here right now. Yeah, but so yeah, I've tried to call. Well, maybe she is. Okay. Oh, that's nice. This
Do
one,
you realize that just got turned on?
yeah. Oh, I just turned it on.
Oh, did
Yeah,
you?
this one says.
Okay.
This one just says, "I respect you." Oh, well, thank you. All right.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So for people who, it's just going crazy. Yeah. Uh, it's, my gosh. Okay, thank you, Minnie. Oh, Ryan. Okay, I got the name Ryan.
Orion.
Ryan. Yes.
Ooh.
Okay. So does that mean that Ryan is haunting our house? No, that just means that he's on the trail coming through. He's just coming through.
Right.
And I think that that's what the UFOs do too. We are just an exit to them, on a vacation of some kind. That's what I think. I don't know. Um,
Well, to that I would say that
oh, now it
all
says leaving
alien
it.
business on Earth is centered around the genetic program.
Mm-hmm.
It's going on in the woods and with humankind, and that any galactic seafaring civilization is going to be conducted much in a military fashion. You are not
Oh.
going to have room on a galactic starship for dissension of any type.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
You couldn't have it. That's like when people talk about this galactic federation of a billion different races.
Mm-hmm.
It's real easy to understand that that's ridiculous when you go, okay, so there's 75 different species that have been oppressing man for 100,000 years, and these galactic civilizations have nothing better to do but suppress us.
Right. Yeah.
Instantly flushes out the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Not to mention the fact that abduction ufology, the only ufology in the world that has ever got you right inside the same room with an alien and abductee and word for word told you what was transpired, the only place you can get that is abduction ufology.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah. Exactly.
that's what this whole series of combat ufology is going to be about. We're going to
That
honor
just said,
people who do good work. What is it?
yep. That one just said encounter. I like that. Yeah. Oh, obvious. Oh, yeah. This one just said obvious.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, the other thing I like about this
Obvious.
too is like with all these, there's an actual folder that will tell you what they said, so you can go back and look at them and.
So it records it.
Hmm.
Oh,
Yeah, it
that's
records
awesome.
in the time. So being the geek that I am, I can take all the text files from all these phones, put them into an Excel and lay them out into a format based on time. And you can see the sentences that they put out.
See the
Um,
congruency between answering
but yeah,
questions and stuff, right?
Have you ever
right.
tried using Have you ever tried using a Dragon Speak program and recording the silence of the room and watching the wave files to see if they speak?
Well, that's a
Yes,
good idea.
yeah, I've done that with an
Whoa,
audio
It,
recorder. Yeah, very very easy. You
really?
can do that. Yeah,
and you
you
can
can do
see it
that.
in real time.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, like I've got this little this little audio wave recorder right here. Just
Yes,
so and you can watch them happen. Watch it as it's
you
going
watch it
on.
spike whenever you get a
Oh
word or
yeah.
whatever.
What are
Yeah,
you wanting
and
to get out of your paranormal research, Les?
what am I wanting to get?
Yeah, what are you wanting to
Oh,
get out of it? Or is there some
really,
small goal you're trying to achieve at all?
no, no, not at all. It's just basically another form of communication. It's like a gold mine. It's kind of like meeting somebody new for the first time,
Mm-hmm.
because I've done it now so much that I've become friends with my entities that I've talked to. I know it sounds strange, but
No.
after a while, when you get to know, like whenever I go outside and I hear the chimes going and there's no wind, Hey, I say, hey, thank you, Gary, for watching out after us. And
Right on.
it's just like that. But and I've got videos of the chimes standing still just like this, and then all of a sudden, hey Gary, can you move the chimes for us? And they start doing crazy stuff like that. Yeah.
Wow.
So oh wait, what was that? Robert. Oh, Roberts. Okay, so I got a last name there too. And then being able to look people up, especially Gary and his wife. I mean, it was a flat out obituary. It said Gary Williams, and it said that he worked as a in a mine. He worked in a mine, and he was a mining supervisor, and that he died recently, and that his wife had preceded him in death. His her name was Edith, so we get that comes up all the time. Yeah. So, but yeah, but that's kind of what I'm looking for, is just to kind of see um, how much more we can communicate with them, and what more we can find out. There's certain questions that I just don't ask, that are things that we're not really meant to know right away. Um, so Oh, Oliver's here too. Like I wouldn't ask, "Oh, is there a heaven or is there a hell or whatever?" Because you never know when they could be lying to you as well.
Yeah.
But I already know the answers to those things, so I don't have to worry about that. But the fact that I can pull out these names and get responses almost every time just just validates it for me. And being able to minister to somebody, to say, hey, you just recently lost somebody, but I want to tell you that you can still talk to them and you can still feel them in your life, because they're still looking after you. And I've been able to take these spirit talkers and go to people's houses with them, and they've been able to talk to their relatives. Um,
Wow. Everybody
one-
hear that? I hope
yeah.
everybody heard that.
Yes. Yeah. You can talk to your relatives very, very easy. I talked to this one girl, and she said, "Man, I'd really like to know if my dad was here." And then sure enough, the spirit talker said, "Right beside you." It said beside you. I'm like, all right, excellent. But it
Oh,
just gives
wow.
it gives you peace. It really does. It gives you peace. Oh, candle. Did I just say candle? Yep, I just said candle. Um, a lot of times we'll get these where they think that they're candles or they're lights or something to that effect, but they don't know what they are. So I just say, hey, this is just equipment that's been designed so we can talk to you. But yeah, if it's a clear sky, go out there, and it's a treasure. It's a treasure hunt. And once you get into it, then your gravestone. Oh yeah. Then what you're doing is you're just verifying your experiment, is what you're doing. You're just verifying that what you're doing is correct.
Are
And
you
that's
very close to a graveyard?
not well, I'm not gonna say not that I know of, because I think that there might be one that's unmarked around here, in this area, because I get that a lot. I get, we were buried here, graveyard here, and
Oh,
but now, will I go traipsing around graveyards to look for ghosts? No, but only if it is a known graveyard that has had activity that most people go to. So, in a way, I mean, I don't know if that makes it any better, but there's a place called Tilly Bend up here that is associated with the haunted house. That there was a witch that was buried there, and she had cursed the town to have stillborns, which they did. And I
that's
went up
weird.
there. Yeah, I went up there on top of that mountain one day though, and I said the Lord's Prayer, um, and I let the kids go to the light. Yeah, a rose. Um, so yeah, so they appreciate that too, and you'll get times where it'll say, "Help us," or "We're stuck here," and with that, you just do what you can, and I just say the Lord's Prayer, or if they are not supposed to be here, then command them in the name of Jesus Christ to leave. And
Have you ever watched the show, The Dead Files,
yeah,
with Amy and that retired New York detective?
yeah, I like that show.
Oh, I've watched every single episode because,
Yeah.
without a doubt, she is very powerful,
hmm
and he's an incredible investigator.
Yeah.
And after watching the entire lexicon of that, it is obvious that someone 5 miles away might be in your house.
hmm
You
Right.
know, I learned that just by watching that, and then along with all the other crazy stuff that she sees. I've seen her
hmm
get into a house and go, "Oh, well, this is alien. This isn't a house. This
Wow.
is aliens." That's it.
That's
Like
cool.
two of them.
Okay. So that answers your question there with that. Yeah, I like that. I like that idea.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she literally makes the definitive difference. Like, she'll walk on and go, "There's some black thing with 8 arms, and it's like got 8 people in its control." And then next episode, she walks in and see, "Oh yeah, this is aliens. Yep, this is
hmm
aliens." And she'll tell them there's nothing you can do about it. They won't go away.
Yeah. Yeah. Best thing to do is just leave or just try to get along with them. That's the only thing
You
that you
can't
can do.
make
And
them leave.
right. And that's what I do. That's what I do here. Yeah. Knowledge. Well,
That's
yeah, that's
right.
good acknowledge. Yeah, I just let them know, hey, I live here too, and y'all can live here too. That's fine. You're not in my way. Just don't bother me. I'm busy, and that's what I tell people. If they get on your nerves, just tell them that you're busy. Don't let them scare you, because if they do, then they'll know, or then they'll
They
know that
can scare you.
they can scare you. Yep,
They take power from that.
that's right.
I
That's
think some
exactly
of them
right.
do.
Yeah. Yeah, but hey, I've had a great time talking to y'all tonight, and
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I love doing this, and I really appreciate y'all having me on your show. And if there's anybody who needs, just more information as far as setting all this up, they can always contact me. My email is objectsandorbs@gmail.com. And also check out my webpage or my YouTube channel too, the Objects and Orbs. And I'm working on getting some new stuff. And the more days that are sunny here, shoot, the more UFOs I can get up there.
No, Les,
So
I'd like to thank you for coming on and bringing your evidence, real
thank you.
evidence of real things in the woods and real things in the sky. I love your attitude. You're just researching them both. You're not trying to make a bunch of assumptions about things. You're
Mhm.
just literally displaying the information and trying to teach people how to do it. And for that, Combat Ufology honors you.
Well, thank you. I really
You
appreciate it.
thank you for all the good work you're doing there, Les. You're doing a really good job. You're doing
I
an
appreciate it.
awesome thing, and you got a really good attitude about it, and it's just awesome.
Thank you so much. I
You're
really
welcome.
appreciate that, and that's very much of an honor. So, and you guys keep it up, and I'll keep in contact with you because I know I'm going to be finding more stuff. I always
Yep.
do.
You're
Hey,
going to be back on.
can we submit stuff to you too, like photographs and stuff that we've captured?
Of
'Cause
course, yeah, definitely.
awesome.
Yeah,
Is that at your Gmail? If you send stuff to you, would if there's people out there that would like to send you stuff, is
of
that
course.
okay?
Yeah, you send it to the objectsandorbs@gmail.com. And also, if you have any video that you would like to upload, then send it to Google Drive or send it to Dropbox, somewhere where I can download it.
Okay,
And then I can even do screenshots for people and all of that as well. Yeah, that's not a problem.
awesome.
So does that mean if I send you my live video of an actual alien, you'll back that play?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, if you got some stuff that happens very quickly and you need help getting a screenshot, I can help you with that. That's easy.
So I
Yeah.
may send you a video clip here in the next week that you can
Okay.
drop your
That-
jaw at.
all right. That sounds good. That's kind of stuff that I like. Yeah. The
And,
the more the better quality, the better. The more that you can get me, the better too.
oh, it's
And
clear video. Take it on Facebook.
that's great. Okay.
Facebook
Yeah.
Live.
All right. Yeah, that works. I've been able to capture stuff. I had a guy who was doing live video for UFOs, and I could see some stuff on his recording, and I said, "Hey, just send me the video and I can do a screenshot." Very simple.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, Les, I think we're going to draw the show to a close. Is there anything else you want to tell the public?
No, I'm good. I'm just ready to keep finding more stuff and just to help people out.
Keep up the good work, and I'll be
All right.
watching, brother.
Have a
All right.
blessed night, Les.
All right. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate talking to you guys.
Appreciate you. Adios.
All right. Have a
Good
good
night,
one. All right.
Les.
Bye-bye.
You
All right.
too. Bye.
There